is my honor to introduce the 11th President of the University of Kentucky, Dr. Lee Todd. President Todd.
You're all going to make it harder than I thought this was going to be, but well, I'm here to announce that I'll be retiring as President of UK at the end of my 10th year of service on June 30th of 2011. So if you'll notice around the room, there's one slot left over there, so I plan to take it. I really appreciate everybody being here, especially my wife and son-in-law, and my daughter's in Haiti right now doing some things, but she'll be back tonight. But I want to emphasize a couple of things. One, that this isn't a health situation. My cousin's already called from Louisville because the word got out down there. I'm feeling fine. And I am as enthusiastic about this institution today as I was the first day I accepted this job out on the Patterson Plaza. And I can't tell you how meaningful it is to see the faces in this room and to imagine the faces that aren't in this room. They're making a contribution. I think, when I say that, I mean the faculty, the staff, the students, the administrators, the donors, have changed the slope of accomplishment for this university in this 10-year period. I take credit only from the fact that we've been able to retain and attract some of the top people that this state has ever known. The student body is outstanding. We've increased the size and we've increased the quality. Faculty and staff, we're improving our retention with our Provost War on Attrition. We're changing our undergraduate studies program. We're setting research records every year. Athletics, fortunately, is performing very well on the field, and thanks to Mitch Barnhart, off the field, and giving financially to our general fund to help us through these crises. We've been able to add some facilities if you drive down the south end of campus in particular. But we got to have a break in this curve. It's okay to do this for a while, but you're not going to catch people. You need to have a break, a transition in this curve to move more rapidly. And I really do think, and I've thought a lot about this, and Patsy and I have talked a lot about it, I think being out of this position, having spent 10 years here, I have a pulpit I can use in the state and hopefully a bit nationally to talk about some things that we need to do. I want to spend time thinking about what did North Carolina and Wisconsin do when they were an agrarian state 30 to 50 years ago that has them sitting at the top 10 in the country right now? And why have we not done that? And can we do that? The Top 20 business plan gave us a tremendous amount of hope. Took a few years of work to kind of get things done around here, and then we focused on that for 18 months. People in this room, many of them are here because of that plan. I'll have people we recruit. We've recruited deans and vice presidents and provosts to come here that will tell you, and faculty that say, we came because you had a plan. And that has been extremely important. The legislature funded that plan. And in normal times, I think they would have continued, and I'm sure they would have continued to fund it because we made a good case for it. We told them how we were going to do what they asked us to do. And we laid out a path, and we laid out the financing for it. And they funded it to the tune of about $20-some-odd million. But I want to use this pulpit to try to sell change in not only Kentucky, but possibly in this nation, to figure out what do we do since we're not going to see normal again. We're not going to have the jobs that we've had in the past. How are we going to create those? And I think it's the research universities in America that are going to do that. I haven't fully developed a secondary plan. I hope to be associated with this university for a long time. I don't intend to disappear. I want to focus on areas of economic development, on areas of STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math, because we have a head start on a lot of states, and I think we can show the nation some things. I want to be involved in student recruiting. I want Patsy to go with me, as she will, and as she's done. We love students. To go around this state and tell them our story. How did two kids from Arlington, Kentucky end up sitting here in the front of this room in front of you people? And we did it because we came to this institution, which gave us enough competition that we were challenged by, that we felt we could go to an MIT and that we could then come back and try to make some changes. I want to look at funding to help raise additional funds for this university. Former presidents still do things like that. I want to look at this scholarship drive that we've initiated because it is important. We change children's lives when we offer them an opportunity to come here on a scholarship. Because if we don't, somebody else will. And I think we're the best place that they should come. We have to have money for operations. Too many times the legislature will think about facilities, they'll think about bucks for brains, they'll think about those things that have helped. But fundamental operations are what pay salaries. We've raised tuition quite a bit. I think it's still a good price for a great education. But we got to have money for operations. We need research facilities. This state needs to understand that their economic development cabinet ought to start helping us build research facilities. We built a building on the corner of Virginia Avenue and Limestone. Within a year, it was developing $34 million worth of funding with good jobs. And with the right kind of research, we can continue to grow. Without the facilities, we can't do it. And then we need educational facilities. It's an abominable shame that you have to be president of an institution that has a rentals building where our arts majors still toil and love the old space, but want it changed, and we need to be able to do that. Those are some funding things that we should do. And I will tell you, my wife is probably a better fundraiser than I am. She's got about 190 women in philanthropy now who are giving money out each year for scholarships, and she will be a part of that process. I want to spend time talking to legislators and elected leaders. I think I can say things when I'm not in this position that I can't say when I'm in this position. There's a certain trap and a certain tongue-biting process you have to go through. I used to be a little more vitriolic when I was in business, but I had to channel it some. But I want to sit down with them on a national level and the state level to talk about what this country needs to do. We are in trouble. We are doing some great things here right now in this state. But there are a lot of areas that this nation's going to have to focus in for us to be competitive around the world, and I think that Kentucky could be a model state for that. You know, I never planned to have this job. I planned to get a doctorate somehow. I don't know why I did that, but I thought I would do that. I planned to be a university professor. I planned to start a couple of companies. But I never planned to be the president of the University of Kentucky. Patsy and I have talked many times. We never dreamed that big. I can't explain the honor that we feel having served in this position for 10 years. I can't allow myself to really think about it right now. It's something that I've said many times, it's the best job in the state, I think, to change the state. I have to change that a little bit now because I think the next thing I'm going to do, whatever it is going to be another good opportunity to bring change, because I'm not going to back away from the things that have been initiated here. I want to thank my wife and my family for their support throughout this whole process. My wife has added tremendous value to this position with the many things that she has done around the campus, some known, some unknown. But most of what she's done has been in the silence of our own home when she's the only person I can talk to about some issues or concerns or thoughts or dreams that I have for this place. So thank you, babe. This has been a 24/7 job, a full-time job every day. You can't get away from it. Don't really want to. But I feel a great sense of accomplishment because of the people in this place. As I said before, it's the students, it's the faculty, it's the staff, it's the administrators in athletics, it's administrators in academics, it's administrators in the hospital. Administration's not a bad thing. If everybody did everything they were supposed to do, you wouldn't need administrators maybe. But you need them, and they are doing a fabulous job. I will tell you, if the state had done some budget cutting like we have done for health care and working with our people and in some of our other costs, There might be money for education. Someday this nation's going to have to figure out. We can't throw our money into prisons. It's great to not be soft on crime, but as a result, we're being soft on education. And are we proud of the fact that we incarcerate more people than anybody else in the United States? We got to fix that somehow, and I have to have the guts to fix it. In healthcare, we got to manage it. And I can't tell you how proud I am of this institution. We've kept our healthcare costs down because of the cardiovascular care, the pharmacist care, some of the programs we put in place. And the state needs to do that and make some hard decisions. They are making hard decisions by not doing that because it's not funding the salaries that people around this place deserve. And we'll keep them here. We are, as a university, changing the state of Kentucky with our research, with the skills and the artistry, with the knowledge that we have. Not all universities striving to be top 20 would do that. We're not going the ultra-select approach. We are a land-grant, statewide university. We could move up rapidly in the U.S. News and World Report by lopping off 2,000 kids that don't do well in the ACT test that one time that they can take it under the state budget. They can't afford to go to Kaplan. They can't afford to take it 4 times and take their best score. Mom and dad aren't there to pay for it. Mom and dad may not even be there. Those kids deserve a chance. When we talk to them, when we look at their overall application, which we do, we don't cut ACT scores anymore. We added people so we could look at the whole application to say, does this child have a chance for us to add value to that low self-esteem, to get them to the point where they can go out and appear in Cambridge, England, with a young lady from Calhoun, Kentucky, or a young man from Corbin, Kentucky. The young lady will go to MIT and finish her PhD, and then we hope to get her back. We are not going to be a select university like that. If people want to do that, go there. Fine with me. But we're changing the state of Kentucky. We put in yesterday, we had a meeting with 174 superintendents of education. We have a new dean, Mary John O'Hare. We have a lot of new deans, but I'll mention this because it happened yesterday. And she has come up with a P20 Innovation Laboratory, which will help us get into the school systems of Kentucky. The title of the seminar was Next Generation Learning, because kids are excited about the way they're wired and the way they think and what they see, and then they come into the classroom and they kind of sit it out, and then they get wired again when they get out. That can't happen in this day and age. We've got to change that, and we will. The way we'll move up in U.S. News and World Report by changing our ACT scores is we'll change the state of Kentucky by improving the ACT scores for the kids that need that change to make them more competitive, and we are doing that. We put in place what are called Commonwealth Collaboratives. I can't tell you how proud I am of this faculty for even doing that. You don't get tenure by doing warm and fuzzy things in your home state. You know, you got to do something nobody understands. You got to go overseas and do something spectacular that makes your name. We've got 41 things going on in Kentucky now where we're taking on low birth rate baby problems in Hopkins County, where it was 16%, now it's below 4%, saving 37 preterm births, $1.9 million in Medicaid costs. We're taking on methamphetamine. We're teaching people who used to grow tobacco to grow different crops. That's what a land-grant statewide university should do. We're reaching out in healthcare. We're going out with our doctors to the rural areas. We're building a $500 million plus hospital on our own nickel. And we're doing it by serving Kentucky, increasing our revenue from rural Kentucky by bringing those people here only when they have severe conditions that can't be treated locally. So we're leaving them close to their families, close to their children, close to their own homes. But when they have a severe condition, we want them to come here because we can now compete with the top hospitals in this region. And I'm not going to call names because I'd be here all day with that. But those are the things that really make me feel good about this place. We may not be getting there as fast as we would like. We may not be giving everybody, and I'm so impressed with our faculty and staff and the fact that we have not been able to pay them like we would like to. But they're still working. They're still focused. They're not whining. The first day I was on this job, I walked off the platform out at Patterson Plaza, and a reporter asked me, he said, "This is your first day on the job. What would you like to have said the last day?" I said, "If it could be said that the University of Kentucky, as a land-grant university, did more for its home state than any other land-grant university in Kentucky, I could live with that." And we're getting close. We may not be there yet. I don't know anybody doing it any better. And so I'm very, very proud and thankful for the people who have been choosing to work that way. One of my adages in life is when in doubt, work. So we got to go back to work now. I'm here for 9 more months. We got a lot to do. And again, I'll close by just thanking my family, thanking all of you. I just can't believe this turnout of people. And just tell you how much I appreciate all you do to make this place move forward and for giving us this opportunity to serve our home state. Thank you. Thank you.